What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga career mode. It is episode number 7, 2 defeats in our last 3 games in the league, no doubt about it now, 8 games to go, top 4 is definitely gone. We're still clinging on to 5th place and a Europa League spot today, more games in the Bundesliga, aiming to get our form sorted, and we'll have that DFB Pokal semi-final against Bayer Leverkusen, who I'd say right now are the favourites to go all the way. So lots of big games coming today, starting with a massive one, Leipzig in 4th place, coming to Gladbach. They are 10 points clear of us in that 4th and final Champions League spot. Like I just said a moment ago, mathematically we got a shot, but not really thinking about it. And after 2 defeats in our last 3 games, lose here, and for sure we'll be dropping out that 5th Europa League spot. Leipzig at home, our first game today. Crazy thing about this season as well is that we've only had 2 draws all campaign long as Benjamin Sesko took his time brilliantly and just smacks it past Nicholas at the near post. Thought he was going far corner. He said no, I can still squeeze it at the near post, which he does with that elite amount of shot power he's got. You've only had 2 draws all season long in 24 games. That is baffling. I'd certainly take one here, but I don't think we're going to get it already 11 minutes in. Down to Leipzig as they look to go 13 clear in 4th. On the rat, rolls it across, and Kleindens couldn't squeeze it home. Stroikens to Ngubu. As Kleindens goes down, I just had a feeling that might be an injury there. We've been waiting all season long for an injury, and that possibly the first, as Sesko is denied by Nicholas. Hopefully it will just be a bruise. I think it will be, but waiting all season long for an injury. 2 players I couldn't afford it to come to, either Stroikens or that man up top. I feel like there's just a gap in quality between the top 4 in the Bundesliga and the other teams right now. And as we know in real life, Leipzig had a really poor season last year. So for those that didn't follow the Bundesliga too closely last year, they finished in 7th place. And because Stuttgart won the DFB Pokal, they missed out on European football altogether. So no European football at the Red Bull Arena next season for Leipzig. And that's why a couple of their star players may well be leaving in the summer. But in this save right now, I think that the top 4, you got Bayern, Leverkusen, Dortmund, and these guys, Leipzig, are just a cut above the others. So forget going for a title. Yes, Kleindens, what a finish. Even getting in the top 4 is going to be so hard to do throughout the course of these first few years. But what a finish on the weaker right foot by an off-balance, playing hurt Kleindens. Well, I've got to rest him in a week against Leverkusen anyway, because as I often say in career mode, the shortest injury you can have is 5 days, as Sesko is denied by Nicholas. So any midweek game, of course, they're going to miss out. It's one of my very small tips, really. If you see a player go down and get an injury and you've got a game midweek, might as well play him. Might as well keep him out there, because you'll need to miss a game in the week anyway, so you might as well keep him out there and not burn a sub. But yeah, 63 minutes in, great save by Nicholas. I said I'd take a point. We've only had 2 draws all season long. This may well be our 3rd, and I will be very pleased with this. That's to Kastrop. Oh, Stoger, what a ball. And now Luca Netz has got an injury. Where did that come from? I've got 2 players. All season long I've been waiting for an injury, and now I've got 2. But it... Yo, come on! The players carrying Knox have just combined for possibly the biggest comeback win of the season. The comeback kids do it again. We're gaining the reputation of being the comeback kids, man. But unfortunately, just couldn't hold on. 2 minutes to go. Arif sent through 1-on-1. Keeps his composure. Leipzig level it. God. Well, I said pre-game I would have taken a point, and we are going to get it, so I can't be mad or disappointed, but that's 2 big points dropped there. And whilst it would have cut the gap to Leipzig on 7, I still wouldn't have been thinking about top 4. It would have ensured, if nothing else, we'd be staying in a Europa League spot. I feel for the leveller. Leipzig get a point. So close to a massive scalp, and our first of the season too. Right, let's see the injury extent for Luca Netz and Kleindens. So obviously we got Ulreich, who's our main starter left back anyway, so I'm not too concerned about the Netz injury, but Kleindens, if he's done for a few weeks, then there's no way we'll hang on to a Europa League spot. It's a 7-day injury for Kleindens, who will miss the cup semi-final. And where's the Netz? Netz must have ran off his injury then in that case, so Kleindens out for a week, but Netz should be okay for the following game. I'm not sure whether I'll start him. Kleindienst definitely won't start though, and that means that for Leverkusen, they were firm favourites pre-game anyway, and now they are gigantic favourites with our big man up top out for the game. DFB Pokal semi-final. The Borussia reached the last 16. We've done brilliantly well to get here to the final four, knocking out Frankfurt in the process, but I would argue the favourites here are definitely feeling as though they want to have one foot in the final. They've certainly got a couple of toes. Will do very well to get through to the final from here. Leverkusen in the semis. I'm not feeling confident, but come on, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Let's see if we can pull off the shark. We've done well to get here, don't get me wrong. Oh, hello. And knocking out Frankfurt on pens, obviously the highlight of the competition, but we were going to be underdogs heading to this game anyway. Oh my goodness, you're not going to get a better chance than that. Oh, Stoger, also a wonderful goal to put us in front. But despite that being the case, man, I've got a decent lineup out there. Yes, I've made quite a few changes due to fitness reasons and that injury to Kleindienst, but listen, man, we knocked out Frankfurt. We're not our fully strength side. We'll give it a go here, no doubt about it. There's Sardella. Oh! Fires one just over. Well, half an hour in, I've got to say, we're doing really well here. Florian Wirtz hasn't done anything to impact the game at all. He was my danger man heading into this game. I kept him quiet so far. And just as I say that, you know what's going to happen. He's going to offload for the opening goal and say, keep you quiet, Doxy boy. You lasted 33 minutes, son. Wind your neck in. Emi Buendia with the opener. Leverkusen take the lead. And then at Bayern Munich felt a bit hurt and somewhat slighted by the fact that Florian Wirtz decided not to follow in the footsteps of the likes of Mario Götze and Robert Lewandowski and leave one big German club to go to the Allianz Arena. But he's made his mind up. He's got that eye on the Premier League move. Liverpool, of course, the big favourites to get his signature. The money that's being touted is crazy, even when you think of inflation. But he's 22 years old, one of the best attacking midfielders in the world. Honestly, man, I think he'll be worth every single penny if Arnie gets his man. He'll be perfect for the Dutchman as well. And I really hope I get to see him line up in the Premier League next season as well. Big talent, superstar already, and he's only getting better. Anyway, Leverkusen 2-0 up whilst our team is getting better. And we've done really well to get here. I felt our progress would end here tonight. We had a couple of early chances, but since then it's been all one-way traffic. Wirtz almost wraps it. Still down to 22. It's unbelievable. I mean, again, sometimes we forget that that's an incredibly young age, you know, as oh, I thought it was going to be free and a second for Buendia. That's an incredibly young age, 22 years old. Nowadays, because players burst onto the scene so quickly, and again, look at Lamine Yamal as a great example of that, I think we forget just how young 22 is. He's still got like 10, 12 years of playing top-level football. So let's say hypothetically, again, Liverpool signed him for, I think the fee I read this morning was 113 million. That's an average of, let's go 10 years, £11.3 million per year, if they kept him for his career, to spend for an elite attacking midfielder. I mean, that's... so I'd call it a decent investment despite a massive initial transfer fee. But I think Liverpool might need to pay a bit more than that. I guess we'll see. Anyway, that's it. That's game. As if it wasn't over, it definitely is now. Hakeem Ziyech makes it free. Head up, boys. Head up. I mean, I said it in the Leipzig game. These guys right now, alongside Dortmund and Bayern Munich, are a cut above us. But to get to the semi-finals in our first season, going well further than the board wanted, I'm still calling it a good first year in the cup, man. We did well out there. Still, it is worth pointing out no wins in our last 3 games and only 1 win in 5 in all competitions. Mönchengladbach faltering as they approach the final hurdles, and if we lose this game, then for sure we are in big trouble. Just a few games to go in the league, and now we're off to decide bottom of the table. St. Pauli away at the Millantor, or if we can't return to winning ways in this game, I think there's very little chance we hold on to a European spot. These are the games where the real pressure lies. I mean, no one expects us to beat RB Leipzig yet, home or away. No one expects us to knock out Bayer Leverkusen in a cup semi-final, but you are expected to win these games. Bottom place St. Pauli, almost for sure. Not guaranteed to be going down, one of the big favourites to go down. If we can't beat them, either at home or at the Millantor, then you know we're going to get some serious questions asked as to whether we're just a bunch of bottlers or not. 9 minutes in, good save, still 0-0. I always think it's funny when people like use the word bottler or the bottlers or whatever. Like sometimes it's done in the most like undeserving ways. Like It's like saying we would have bottled that cup semi-final. No, we didn't. We were taking on probably the favourites to win the whole thing and a far better side. You know, or like against Leipzig, did we bottle it late? Well, you know, we possibly, but I mean, you know, they're a much better team than we are. You know, to me, bottling it is when you're like far clear of another team, and then you let it slip. You know, but. Anyway, Kleindent says we're not going to let this game slip for our fingers. 16th of the season. Where would we be without this man? Well, I'll tell you right now, not in a European spot. Mönchengladbach up early. To me, like, choking and bottling, like, they're not synonymous, but they're somewhat similar. But, like, choking is when you've got, like, a big lead. You know, you're up by 2 goals or whatever, or 3 goals, and you throw the game away in the second half. That's choking. You know, that's choking against whatever opponent, you know. What's happened there? We've got Mr. Negative here. But but to me, bottling is when you're like a clear favourite and you don't deliver on what you should get done. But anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about this. What I do need to talk about is Kleindent in this team. He's that good. If we would have had him in the week against Leverkusen, I'm not saying we'd have won, but I don't think we would have lost 3-0. 17th of the season in 28 games. No doubt about it, even at 29 approaching 30, he's my main guy for at least the first 2 or 3 years here. He's so good. He's not the traditional kind of striker I go with, but do you know who he reminds me of? Oh yeah! Come on! Another German striker that I used in the Bundesliga career mode 11 years ago. Now, I don't think there'll be many of you that watched that career mode with me back then, but for those that do, you'll know who I'm referencing. Up top with Hertha Berlin, Pierre-Michel Lasogga. Instead of raw pace running in behind like I often like, it was all about that physicality, that strength, and really, really good hold-up play, as well as clinical finishing. Kleindent has got that, and he's proved it in 45 minutes. We're freeing it up at the Millantor, and absolutely dominating here in Hamburg. I really like St. Pauli. You know, I did a career mode with them many years ago. It was a lot of fun. Back in FIFA 17, I think it was. And they're a really unique club, St. Pauli. For those who don't know much about them, they're a club who are very progressive in terms of their beliefs. They're quite a left-wing focused club, if you will. And, you know, aside from the political element, as Kleindent has absolutely dominated out there today. They're just a team with an incredibly passionate fan base. It's a really atmospheric ground, the Millantor as well. And they're a really unique kind of club with lovely kits as well. But today we have sucked all of the energy out of this atmospheric ground, and Kleindent has just been on one. 4 in the same game. I can't remember the last time I had a striker or any player score 4 goals in a single game until now. Tim's got the lot. Mönchengladbach leading with 3 points. This has been a dominant display from a dominant striker up top. Right, 3 more scouting updates. See what we got. It turns out these are actually the final scouting updates of the season as well. So as I often say, it takes someone really special to make my academy if they're in the final month. And even players like this lad, Mika Schulze, for example, or this lad, Tom Werner, could be quite good, but although Adrian Müller could be really good at overall. Oh, look at that overall and potential. It's the same. It's practically the same. Imagine saying to a 17-year-old, oh, I think you peaked here, mate. Not sure you're going to get much better in life. It's like, bro, I ain't even finished school yet. But I think I'm going to turn everyone down here from this month. Yeah, because to me, it's like, you know, you got 9 months of scouting. And as you know, in 1 month of scouting, a player can look really good and end up being quite poor afterwards. So, no, I'm going to be incredibly selective, probably take no one here. And although, to be fair, this guy's got great potential, so I will give him a scholarship. But yeah, to me, it just takes someone really special to make the academy. You've got 9 months. If you couldn't find someone in the first 8, in that final month, you only get 1 month worth of scouting, so they may not be as good as they appear anyway. Unless they're, like, clearly going to be superstars, I say, take what you've got from the previous 8 months and don't bring anyone else in. Right, following game on the back of that massive win away at Millantor. This is a massive game, period. 6 games to go, 10 behind Leipzig. Like I said, top 4 is gone. We've got no chance of getting back in that. But this is huge. Freiburg coming to Gladbach for the following game. We're 6 clear of them in 7th with 6 games to go. And again, the crucial thing is that if we win this, we'll be 9 clear with 5 to play. And massive chance to all but confirm European football in either 5th or 6th Europa or Conference League. If we want it, these are the games that give us the best chance of getting it. Freiburg coming to Borussia Park next. We've still got to go to the Allianz and to the Signal Iduna Park. Dortmund away is our following game. Brilliant no from Roll. What a tackle that is, and it's going to carry all the way before the shot from the goal line in the end goes straight into the side netting. But yeah, we're not going to get any points in those games. With that being the case, we've got to win these ones here. Freiburg again, not far behind us in the table. If we can beat them, get a bit of a gap for the final few games, but lose this one, and we're probably going to be in a bit of trouble. We're not going to beat Dortmund or Bayern, are we? Let's just be totally honest here. So with that being the case, if we can get a point in either game, that would be a bonus. But it's about picking your battles, really, isn't it? Like, you know you're not going to win those games, so don't be too disappointed if you don't. Make sure you get it done in these sort of contests. Brilliant finish, Freiburg in front, and that win against Pauli might have just been paper over the cracks. We're bottling it. You know, this is what you can call a bottle. These games here at home against a side who are below us in the table with European football on the line. These are the true bottles. Oh, his Kleindens just couldn't squeeze it home with that weaker right foot. Plenty of game to go though. Plenty of game remaining. Final chance for Freiburg right before the break. Grifo to take it. And chance remains alive. Ekstrom, what a ball through. Nicholas with the save. And danger not fully clear. Right before the break, Freiburg 2 up. This is what you can call a bottle. That win against St. Pauli is going to make it just one win in our last 7 games in all competitions. Goodness gracious me, that is not the kind of form that is going to get you into the Europa League. It's the kind of form that will get you into the 2 Liga. And Kleindent says it's not over yet. 56 minutes in, Big Tim with a big goal. Back in the game. 18 to play. Sardella finds Ngumu. Can we find that late leveler which we need? Stroikens takes over. He's been a bit quiet recently, Stroikens, after his red hot starts of the season. If there's ever a time for him to come up big, it's right now. And speaking of big, it's the big man, Tim Kleindens, puts it wide. Oh, ref, no, that ball must have been on the line. There's no way the whole ball crossed the line. I mean, it obviously did. Like, it 100% guaranteed to have done so, because this is... This is a computer game. It's not good. What a great save, Nicholas. It's obviously crossed the line. You can't appeal for it in a computer game, mate. It's robotics. It's clearly crossed the line. But it didn't look it, is what I'm trying to say. As Ngumu tinks it over the top. Sardella, brilliant first touch. Could he get away? Oh, it's going to go out for a corner. We'll take the corner, and this is our final chance of the game. I miss when you could get the keeper up. You know, you could switch to ultra attacking, and the keeper would come up for the corner. Doesn't happen now, which is so. Come on, like let's have some fun. You know what I mean? But I'm going to do so. Anyway. I'm going to bring him up to take the corner, so at least I've got an extra body in the box here. Even though all he's going to do is take the corner. Rocco Wright's delivery to Kleindens. Oh, it's gone in! Tim Kleindens, big man for the big occasion, and the comeback kids do it again, courtesy of the uncle, Tim Kleindens. Huge, absolutely huge, man, and maybe that's what got us the goal as well. Rocco Wright had all the space to come in because there was an extra man in the box because our keeper was up to take the corner. Or maybe it was just a coincidence. Whatever it was a brute power from Kleindens to the back post that just about had enough to squirm past the keeper in the near post, and from 2-0 down, Mönchengladbach rescue a point to make it no losses in our last 3 games in the league. Huge comeback draw. Right, let's jump out of this game and into the next one. Thrilling finale here at Gladbach, and now we're off to Dortmund. Yep, off to the big ground of the Signal Iduna Park. Obviously one of the most iconic grounds, not just in German football, but in European football, as we take on Borussia Dortmund, knowing that this kind of form isn't going to get us into Europe, but we're clinging on to a 5th and 6th place for now, and a win here will be a massive step towards European football next season. Dortmund away, our following game. Tim Kleindens single-handedly keeping our European charge alive, man. It is so tight with just a few games to go. I've got to say, if we're going to do it, then We've got to start winning games. I mean, you know, draws are decent, don't get me wrong, and I'd certainly take a draw here as well. We've got to start getting some wins, and we might get one here as Klein does this through. Oh, he's in the post. Not going to get any better chances than that. And I often say when you're a big underdog away, you've got to take the one you get. Fell to the right man, in good form, just couldn't squeeze it home. Guirassi takes his time, and the shot blocked by Itakura. Good defending. Borussia for Borussia Dortmund, looking to step past his man and roll it inside, and the shot by Constantelias beats Nicholas at the near post, and Dortmund have the lead. And that's exactly what I was alluding to a moment ago. It's why you've got to take your chance when you get one. Guirassi to Brandt. Oh, brilliant touch from Julian Brandt, and he's still got Guirassi with him. Coolest of toe pokes into the bottom corner. Dortmund 2-0 up, and that is going to do it. I said we wouldn't get anything here, and we definitely won't now. It's over. Well, I said pre-game we were probably not going to get anything from this game, but how different things could have been had Kleindent squeezed in that early chance. And I'll say it once again, it's why when you're an underdog away, you've got to be clinical. You might only get the one chance. If you don't take it, you're not going to leave with anything. Another defeat for Mönchengladbach, and let's do one more game. We'll end on this. Off to Hamburg. Last time we were here, we got a big 4-0 victory away at the Millantor, but this is not St. Pauli. It is Hamburg themselves at the Volkspark Stadion. Our final game today, where we desperately need to return to winning ways, otherwise we'll probably drop out of a European place heading into the final 3 games. Our last game today, Hamburg away at the Volkspark Stadion. Our final 3 games are Hoffenheim at home, Bayern away, and then the final day is Wolfsburg at Borussia Park as well. Now, we're not going to beat Bayern away. We're not going to get anything from that game there, let's just be honest. But if we can win back-to-back against Hoffenheim and Wolfsburg, that should do it. That should guarantee 7th place. And this season, because the cup final is going to be Leverkusen versus Dortmund, both in the top 4, 7th is going to give you Conference League. So, whilst I love the Europa League over the Conference League, who wouldn't? I'll take any European football if possible, as Robin Hack steps inside. Yes! And bends in the opener. And what we need to do is get a win here as well and get back on track. Robin agrees. 1-0 Mönchengladbach. Perfect start in Hamburg. He's brilliant, Robin Hack. He's so quick, and he's got an end product. I used him a few years ago in an Arminia Bielefeld career mode, and back then he had a bit more potential, if you will. I don't think he's got any now in his mid to late 20s, but he's got the talent, that's for sure. That's great hold-up play. Ulreich into... Oh, Klein, it's all alone. And what do we always say when you've made a mistake? Just learn the lesson from where you went wrong and put it right next time out. Kleindens couldn't squeeze it in against Dortmund. He can here with the outside the left boot. Pops it past Fernandes. It's 2 for Mönchengladbach, and it should be 3 points at the Volkspark Stadion. 8 minutes to go as Vanden Busch has had an absolute stormer out there. He's had those Hamburg forwards in his back pocket. Just like he's Nuno Mendes versus Lamine Yamal in that Nations League final on Sunday night. But yeah, tonight we had to come here to Volkspark Stadion and win, and we have done just that. Excellent performance, particularly defensively, and clinical on the other end as well. And it means that heading into the final 3 games, if we win 2 of them... Oh, what a brilliant build-up, and it should have been the cherry on the top. Then we will guarantee at least 7th place and Conference League football. And that'll do it for today's episode of the Bundesliga Career, guys. Big thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't, please like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and we will return with those final 3 league games, where again the scenario is very simple. Win 2 of the 3, and we'll guarantee European football of some kind. So forget the trip to the Allianz. Let's just win back-to-back at Borussia Park and make sure European football will come to Gladbach next season. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for the season finale very soon.